Hi Facebook, this is Lisa, obviously, again, from AmazingRapMama.com, and happy Hump Day. It is Wednesday, and for me, it's a day that one of my kids gets off early because of parent-teacher conferences, so I get 3 days in a row of children coming home early. So I guess I'll just ramble until some people come on, but, so yeah, my days are going to be filled with children coming home early this week, so that should be super fun. Luckily, it's my older one, so he can pretty much amuse himself. I don't know if any of you watched my video yesterday that I got my business builder kit. It's so pretty, isn't it? I mean, there's so much stuff in there. Look at this beautiful box. Look at this beautiful box. It's so green. I have 2 dogs right now looking at me like I'm crazy. Moxley's at the end of the bed giving me side eye, and Juno's on the side of the bed. She doesn't really care, but yeah, they're probably thinking that that their mother's crazy right now. But yeah, I got my business kit, so I'm super excited about that. And like I said, it's so bright and it's so green and it's here. I'm pretty sure that the mailman is so thankful that he delivered it because he was really getting tired of me asking every day, so is it close? So are we here? I'm just checking to see if you have a package for me. I just wanted to know if you have a package for me. Just wanted to know if you have a package for me. At this point, I'm pretty sure the mailman is like, yeah, that heifer's crazy. There was something I wanted to talk about today. I just have to rack my brain because I get so involved with talking about other things, and then all of a sudden I lose track of where my brain was going. So give me just a second. Oh, okay. Now I remember what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I've obviously, as you know, I've been talking about it for the last several days. I am now a distributor with It Works Global, and it really seems real right now. Oh God, what is going on with this hair? It seems really real right now because my business builder kit is here, and because my other wraps are here that I could actually do myself. And I'm kind of in love with it right now, and I just keep looking at it because who doesn't want to work from home? Seriously. The fact that I have 2 jobs that give me, well, one building business, I should say, that give me the opportunity to work from home and be able to do things with my kids is a blessing. I am fortunate that I get to, I'm saying my kids come home early. I have a kid coming home early because of parent-teacher conferences, but I'm super lucky to be able to attend parent-teacher conferences because if I worked a regular 9-to-5 job in an office, I would not have that fortunate capability to do that. I would have to take off work, or I should say I would have to request that I be able to take off work. If they would allow me to, pardon me while I do something with this mess on my head, I would have to ask if they would allow me to take off of work, and if they can't afford to let me, leave that day, if they don't have the capability to cover the day, then I have to tell my son's teachers, I'm sorry, but I can't come and find out how my son's doing in school because my boss thinks that it's too much for them to allow me to be off of work. And the thing is I've gone through that before. I went through that for years. I went through, Josh is in 7th grade now. I went through all my years in Ohio from the time that Josh was in kindergarten up until 5th grade. That was what I dealt with. That was what I had to deal with. I had to deal with bosses telling me that they couldn't afford to allow me to take off of work because their numbers mattered. Their numbers mattered, basically telling me their numbers mattered more than my son's grade numbers. So, and me being a single mom, I couldn't, it's not like I could send somebody else to the school to do the conference with the teacher. So a lot of times I ended up having email conferences or telephone conferences because I couldn't be there. And that was really frustrating, especially the fact that I have kids that are on IEPs. If you don't know what IEP is, it's individualized education. So they're specifically set up for their needs as learners. So it kind of requires me to be a little bit more hands-on with my kids when it comes to their learning. And it was super frustrating. I felt like I was not doing my job, for them, knowing that, I couldn't be there. There were times that teachers would ask me if I could, God, seriously, I'm about to shave my head. This is driving me nuts. But, teachers would ask me if I could come in and observe in class. And I would have to tell them no, I couldn't, because, my boss wouldn't let me. I even tried asking my bosses if I could, putting it in like a couple days early, or 24 hours notice, 48 hours notice. Sometimes even tried to put in a week in advance to try to get off of work to be able to, do things for, to just be able to monitor how my kid's doing in school. And I couldn't do it. So when I moved out here, which, a lot of people are like, why are you moving out there? Why are you moving all the way to California? What's out in California? Why can't you stay here in Ohio? No. Ohio hurt me inside. Like, it was like 30 something years in Ohio was just way too much. And since moving out here, not only do my kids have a little bit more opportunity when it comes to schools, because they're very hands-on here. Even the public, people give public schools a bad rap, but public schools out here in LA are very hands-on. They're very hands-on. It's so weird, because seeing what my kids were doing in Cincinnati public schools, and it's a shame, because they literally, Cincinnati public schools are just forgotten about. Nobody cares about them. And I as far as I've seen, it's not just Cincinnati public schools. It's pretty much public schools anywhere in that area. They're just forgotten about. Nobody cares about them. And at least here we have, people fighting for the kids. And it's amazing that I get to have the opportunity to, I get to volunteer in my daughter's classroom once a week, which is tomorrow. So I get to spend my days with a whole bunch of little first graders, which is overwhelming, but is super fun at the same time, because it's so cute when I come to class and they're, I get a bunch of hugs from little kids, and it's like, you're not even my kid, yay. But they're, it helps me be able to help her, as far as, especially starting off, she's in that ground stages of learning, because she's only in first grade. And then if need be, I can, Jaden's teacher can call me up from, in the classroom. Hey, can you stop by my class? Jaden's acting up, or he won't stop talking, or he needs a little help. I can run over to that classroom. So it's really nice to be able to do that. And, I've got Josh's parent-teacher conferences today. And anybody that knows what happened with the last semester's parent-teacher conferences knows that didn't go very well last time for him, because we found out that he was missing, how many was it? The song was 31 assignments and he ain't done one. Yeah, that's how it went for him last time. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a lot better this time. From what his math teacher has told me, the times that I've seen her, I think I'm going to be in for a nice surprise. As far as I know, he has a B to a C in math, and in all honesty, with the struggles he's had in math, I'm completely okay with that. So hopefully everything is good for him. And I know at least for that class it should be. We'll see what happens, but I'm fortunate. It's like at 12 o'clock today, and I get to go because this is my office. I'm talking to you from my office, which is actually me talking to you from my bed, while one dog is laying at the end of the bed and one dog is laying on the side of the bed, this is my office. If it was a little bit nicer, sun's starting to come out a little bit, but if it was a little bit nicer, a little bit warmer, my office would be down at the bay, literally sitting in a chair with my computer sitting next to me and my phone, watching seals in the water. That would be my office. And I'm blessed that I'm able to do that. But I digress on, the happenings of my life, and just kind of want to know, have you ever wanted to do that? It's funny because I went on a rant yesterday. Was it yesterday? Something. I went on a rant yesterday about somebody telling me that I fell victim to a pyramid scheme when it comes to It Works. And it made me laugh because no sooner than me doing that whole thing, my fabulous team leader, Jessica Pearson, put up this picture on her Facebook, and it was, be aware of this scheme going around, and it had a picture of a little smiley face up top. It had CEOs, and then it had managers, supervisors, employees. And as you got down the line, the faces obviously got not so happy, and it was in the form of a pyramid, and it said, no thanks, this looks like a pyramid scheme. Which, in all honesty, it made me laugh because it's true. It is a version of a pyramid scheme because what's that little old adage that they say? Shit rolls downhill? Certainly does. And I've seen that happen too many times in my life working in an office, and I've seen that, firsthand. And the fact that the only person I have to ask for permission to do anything is me is pretty fantastic. And, I'm not one of those people that's going to say, yeah, hey, come join my team. It's super easy. It's not easy. You actually do have to work. But it's easier to work. Well, I take that back. It depends on who you are. Some people find it easier to work when they're home alone and they are motivating themselves. And some people find it harder. Pardon me, I have to adjust my sitting position. Some people find it harder to work from home because they have so many distractions. But if you're really, truly serious about wanting to do things for yourself and opening up your opportunities for you and what you have the capability of doing, you kind of have to put on your big girl, big boy pants and learn to, tone down distractions. I mean, you can get distracted in an office too. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was distracted in my office because, somebody was walking around doing something, or somebody was, talking about this, that, or the other, or there was something going on this team, or something was going on over here, or, everybody was freaking out because the big boss was walking the floor, or, whatever. But, there's distractions in every workplace. It's just what you do with them, whether or not you ignore them, or whether or not you, are taken in by them. So it just depends. If you really want to get a handle on your life and be able to say, if somebody says, hey, you want to catch lunch, and instead of saying, oh, well, I've only got a half an hour for lunch, I don't want to be late coming back. Or do you want to be able to say, yeah, let me pencil you in. Absolutely, I'd love to catch lunch. I can catch up on my work a little bit later, but hey, I can also, maybe do a little work from my phone while we're at lunch. But hey, I would love to catch lunch. It's a great freeing feeling. And especially when you have kids, because the one thing that every parent worries about is how much time they're spending with their kids. Whether you're a 2-parent household or a 1-parent household, it's always a worry. How many hours, how many, what you're spending with your kids. Because if you're a two-parent household and you're a two-parent working household, the only thing that you can hope is that, your kids' time at school and your time at work coincides. If not, then maybe you have one parent that works during the day, one parent that works during the night, and you're kind of like two ships passing in the night, and you don't ever get to see each other, so you don't really ever get to have actual family time. But it's one of those things that you just kind of have to, like I said, it's time for big boy pants and big girl pants, and you just have to really forge on and do what you want to do, which is kind of why I decided to take this, because I'm already working from home, working with GBK. I'm already working from home a majority of the time. I usually go into the office one day a week for a meeting. It would be today, but I have my parent-teacher conference, so I kind of dialed in and let them know. But I usually go in one day a week for a sales meeting, which lasts like an hour or two or so. We kind of update things, but other than that, I'm working from home. Sometimes sometimes I'll go in the office, like when the kids are on their break and it's a little bit overwhelming to work at home, I will go in the office because it's quieter, it's easier to work. It's, that's distraction sometimes you can't avoid, is when your kids are home on break. But still, if I go into the office, I'm determining how many hours I'm staying there, and it's how much I get done. But it's nice to know that I'm the one that drops my kids off at school every day. I'm the one that picks them up at school every day. I haven't missed a show. I haven't missed any of the performances that my kids have put on. I haven't missed when they do special things where they invite the parents to be a part of it. I can be there. I said I can volunteer in my kids' school. And that's super awesome. And it's funny because everybody at the school knows me because I'm there so much. And that's usually, I'm not used to that, because it used to be, they wouldn't be sure if I was, are you Josh's mom? Or we've never met before. Now everybody knows that I'm Josh's mom. Everybody knows that I'm Jaden and Jana's mom. Everybody knows who's coming into the class. It's a nice feeling. But I would love it if everybody could have that opportunity. And, that's what I kind of love about the whole It Works brand, is it gives you the opportunity to make that happen for yourself. So, but it depends on you. It depends on you. You have to work. You have to work your business. It's not something where you can just, buy the business kit and then kind of sit back and wait for things to happen and just, let things go, wait for people to contact you. You have to be proactive in what you're doing. You have to make videos. You have to use the product. As we say on our team, be a product of the product. If it's something you've never used before, how are you going to tell people about it? To be able to, tell them what it does, be able to tell them, what it can do for them. If you have no clue and you're just going based off of what you've read on, Google or what you read on the website, but you've never used it, you can't really, it's not a true statement. You want to be honest with people and be able to tell them, this is what this did, this is what this did. And, you don't have to love all of the products. You don't have to, because there's not everything is going to work for everybody. Somebody who used Fat Fighters might love them, but may not like hair, skin, and nails. That's the way you're going to be with every product. There's not a lot of products where you're going to find where 100% of the products are absolutely loved by everybody. It just doesn't work that way. But you have to work your business, and you have to work smart. And, if you work smart and you do live videos about your products, you do, you reach out to people, you expand your network, it just takes, you got to be able to talk to people. And if you do that, then you can be successful. It's been proven that you can be successful in the business. But if you can't operate your own brand, then you're not going to be able to. I mean, if you're a super shy person, are you going to, and I mean, in thinking about it, are you going to sit down and say, ooh, I want to make my own company today, and I want to be in charge of all this stuff and be in charge of all these people, and their well-being is based on me? No, you're not going to want to do that. And in all honesty, this business is the easiest way of having your own business without having the stress of owning your own company. Because I tried that. I tried to open my own planning. I tried to open my own event planning company in Cincinnati, and I was so stressed. I mean, I had some business. I did some things. You know, I loved the event planning side of everything, but the actual business side of it, the accounting, the balancing, the making, the licensing, all of that stuff was so overwhelming and stressful that I started to resent my business. I started to resent everything about it. And that hurt me because I loved event planning so much. I loved doing events so much that I was like, I'd rather go back and work for somebody else regarding that, because I want to do the actual planning. I don't want to do the actual behind the scenes company stuff. I don't want to be in charge of, accounting and advertising and all of that when it came to a company like that, because it was just too stressful, and it made me not love the business as much. So that's why I kind of went back to working for other people, and that way I could just enjoy what I did. And with this business, there's not a lot of accounting, and you're not on in the corporate area. There is still a corporate office that deals with all the hard stuff. All you need to worry about in your business is your customers, your loyal customers, your one-time customers, your DTs, your distributors, the people on your team, the people under you. And really, the people under you don't only have you to rely on, but they have the people that brought you in to rely on as well. And so it's a big team family environment, and but their success is not based on you. Their success is based on them. The way they get paid is based on them and their work ethic and their work performance and what they're doing for themselves. Just like my outcomes are based on me. So if I'm just sitting on my butt not doing anything and just, staring at my wraps, staring at my stuff and thinking, oh, well, this is really, really cute, and that's all I'm doing, then I am wasting my time and my money. That's like the worst thing ever, is to waste your time. But if I'm actually working my business and doing what I'm supposed to do, reaching out to people, setting up wrap parties, setting up online wrap parties, which, is great. But, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and setting up, what I need to set up for my business, then I'm not doing things right. And it's going to reflect in my money. So, I want to bring people on. I do. I want to bring people on. I want people to take a hold of their own lives and do what they want to do, and be able to retire young, or be able to, not worry about, oh, I'd like to take my kids on a vacation, but I can't afford to do so. Or, oh, I want to take my kids to do this. I want to do this for my kids. I want to do this for myself, but I can't do it. Or, think about what your ultimate goal would be. Whether that would be a family vacation, buy your own house, buy a brand new car, whatever it is that you want to do. What is your ultimate goal? What is the ultimate freedom you wish you could have? And make it a reality, because it can happen. I was really skeptical about stuff like this, because I've been sucked in by companies that were questionable, before. I remember when I was a teenager answering an ad in a paper that was looking for managers, manager trainees. And when I went to this place, it was literally a big conference room, and I found out that the job was putting a bunch of perfume knockoffs in a backpack and driving around Creation, selling them to just people on the, basically just soliciting to people this fake perfume on the street. That was the job. While you used up your own gas, could possibly get arrested, get tickets for soliciting, get arrested for trespassing, all of that. That was the job. That is a scam. That is a serious scheme, because that's putting you in danger. I don't have to, if I want to, I can, if I meet somebody on the street and, hey, I got a wrap here. Have you heard about it? Maybe get into a conversation with them, and they can buy a wrap for $25. Cool. If they don't want to do that, or I don't want to do that, it doesn't matter. It's fine. But I can reach out to my local friends and I can say, hey, has anybody thought about their weight, with summer coming up? I mean, most of my friends are kind of, gorgeous, but everybody has something they want to fix, and especially with summertime coming around and everybody getting ready to put on bathing suits and little shorts and little tank tops. And I know I'm one of those people that is really looking to get rid of a lot of stuff that is excess. And, this is stuff that helps them do that. I reach out to a lot of moms that are, that go to school with my kids. And, that's a big thing on their minds. They don't have a lot of time to go to the gym. Maybe they don't feel like what they're doing is working. It kind of gives them a little boost into their schedule, into what they're doing. So, there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can operate completely online with all the social media. You've got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You've got all this stuff that is readily available to you that you can use to do your business. And, I split my time with my businesses half the day for each job. Sometimes I combine them together. And if I'm talking to somebody about a spot in the lounge, I will also kind of get on their level and say, well, hey, I've got, I do this as well. So, I know about having a product you want to put out there, and it, opens up a communication. So if you want to get a hold of your life and you want to kind of grab it by the horns and just, you want to make a career out of this, do it. If you just want to make a couple extra bucks a month so that you have, you want to make sure you have gas money. You want to make sure that you have, you just want a couple extra $100, extra $500 a month to, just maybe put towards a bill, put in an emergency fund, put in a rainy day fund, put in the car repair, jar, just, if something happens, you have something to put in there, whatever it might be. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you start something. If you have questions about how to get started, I can answer those too. If you're on the fence and it's something you've thought about doing, but not really sure if you want to do it, let me know, because I was on the fence too. Just ask Chuck Beiersdorfer, because he yelled at me on Messenger because he was like, you didn't join with me. I was like, I was still on the fence about doing it. So, he bugged me forever, and I was on the fence about doing it. I was seriously on the fence. I've heard about these for years, and I always said, oh, that sounds really cool, I might want to do that, and then I wouldn't do it because I'm afraid I'm gonna put money into it and then I'm not gonna be able to do it, and I don't want to have to sell to people. But I'm not selling to people. I'm not I'm not putting that out there. I don't want to be a used car salesman. I don't want to be the shark that smells blood in the water and comes running so that I can, hurry up and get a hold of you and shake you down so you buy something. I want to actually help people. And if this isn't the product for you, then that's okay. I've got friends on my list that sell, my friends list that sell leggings. Kara does her lipsticks, and she does a great job with them. They're wonderful lipsticks, and that's what she does, and she's really good at it. I have friends that sell leggings that are really good at it. So it's, your niche is out there. If you're into like health, or you're trying to get into health like I am, I'm trying to be healthy, I'm trying to educate myself as well, then maybe you want to take a look at, if this is where you want to be. Like I said, it could be anywhere from just earning a couple extra $100 a month to literally taking you wherever you want to go. So, get in touch with me. If you want to try products, you know how to reach me. You've got my Facebook, obviously. If you're watching, you've got my Facebook. There's a messenger button on there. You can message me. Also, there's my business page. I just almost completely flipped my computer off. But there's my Facebook page, Amazing Rat Mama. And you can go on there. It's got my phone number. You can text me. If you feel comfortable texting me. If you just want to text me and say, hey, what's going on, whatever, pretty easy to get along with, not very scary. Well, depends on who you are. Sometimes I can be pretty scary, but I'm harmless, really. So if you want to, if there's anything, you just have questions, what have you, just get in touch with me and we'll talk. It doesn't have to be about the products. It could be about, your own personal goals. Talk to me. Send me a message. We'll talk. Until then, I have about 2 hours to get to do things around my house before I have to go and find out how my son's doing in school. If it's anything extreme, I will let you all know. I'm hoping for a good report today. So, love, peace, and hair grease. Till next time.